I hate in any scenario when someone tries to go above your head rather than talk to you directly first. Whether it's in the workplace when somebody tries to go to your boss or your boss's boss or something like that. Whether it's in a situation like this where it's customer service and they try to go to the flight attendant rather than at least ask you first.
This man was on a flight to Japan. When the mother of a toddler, the toddler was sitting next to him on the plane, the mother of the toddler was sitting behind them. She asked, "Can we switch seats?" He said, "Hell fucking no," and refused to switch seats with the mother of the toddler. He posted on Reddit this situation asking, am I an asshole? The comments, they were split. Some people were on his side. Some people were like, "Oh, you were definitely an asshole. Like, why do you want to sit next to a toddler on a long ass flight?" Other people were just like, "Fuck them kids, and fuck you too." Talking about the mother.
Yeah.
People went off in the comments. I know, we travel pretty frequently. I, love having my window seat, especially if I'm by myself.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone wants to fly next to a toddler. What do you take from this story, man?
Listen, my go-to spot on the airplane is the aisle.
Okay.
Because I have long legs and definitely my right leg, I want to stretch it out. If I'm sitting on the right side of the plane, my left leg, I want to stretch it out. Whichever leg is going to be able to get to extend pause, then I'm going to do it. So that's how I feel about it. But for this guy, he's sitting at the window seat and the toddler is next to him. The mom sits directly behind the toddler. So she clearly chose her seat. But she wants to be able to move. If you cared that much, you would have paid extra money, or you would have checked in on time, or you would have paid additional money so you could have a seat next to your child. That's my view on it. So for him, I completely agree. No, I'm not moving. I'm not sorry for the inconvenience. I'm not. Like, for what? You did this to yourself. If you didn't have mad chances to choose your seat before this flight, then that'd be one thing. If it's first come, first serve, oh, dang, that sucks. My bad. Like, and then still, I'm probably going to say no. But, but this, no, please get out of my face.
Damn. I mean, I'd feel weird. I would probably switch seats. As long as I'm able to get another window seat, it's fine. But you're going to have to work that out. He said she was with the whole tour group.
Not only that, this is a flight to Japan. This is like a 10-hour flight plus.
Exactly why you shouldn't want to sit next to someone's toddler for that long. Like, come on. I would try to compromise, but I just need my particular same seat. I'm not taking a middle seat for you to sit next to your kid. You're going to have to take the L. Yeah. And someone else in the group is going to have to figure it out. But I wouldn't just say no. I would try to work out the situation because it's a lose-lose. Like, either I get a shitty seat or I have to sit next to this crying baby on this long-ass flight. So, to me, like, it just sucks. I do think it is, good to pay the extra to make sure you don't run into this type of problem. And I feel like usually airlines, even if you don't pick your seat, they usually put you together with the person you purchased the seat with randomly, even if you get the random selection. But sometimes you don't get it. But yeah, I would try to work it out, but it's tough, man. It's tough. And also,
I'm not moving. She needed, but the thing is, in the article, he said she didn't even ask anybody else from her group.
Yeah. But that's why I would be like, listen, let's work something out together. I'd be like, okay, well, someone from your group with a window seat, I'll switch with them and we'll work it out. But I'm not just moving for a middle seat. I'm sorry.
Or you can pay me $200.
$200.
You want to sit next to your baby? Give me some money. How much is this baby worth to you?
Oh my God.
Hey.
Oh man, another person. I think they went to Reddit as well, and everyone goes to snitch on themselves on Reddit, but we love it. Reddit and TikTok never stop. Never stop giving us content. But this guy said, he was on a Spirit Airlines flight and he was manspreading. He says, "I'm tall and I'm never comfortable on planes. My knees always dig into the seat in front of me and can be quite painful. He said, he realized like halfway through the flight, he invaded his neighbor's space. And the passenger who was next to him called over the flight attendant and asked him to keep his fucking leg in his own fucking seat. He said he felt deep shame after this altercation and instantly retracted his leg. He then claimed he tried to apologize to his seatmate and she refused to speak to him. And she was furiously texting instead of acknowledging him. So, the person on the other side, went to sleep. And she told him she had some extra space he could use. So the other person was helpful. The other person thought he was a total asshole. A lot of people, shamed him on Reddit. They said, this is a known recurring issue. You will feel better with more leg space. Stop pinching pennies and pay for an aisle seat or an exit seat. There are options. Now, this is already Spirit Airlines. It's already bad enough.
It is.
You mentioned this in the last story. Pay for. You like the aisle seat, and you said, if you want a specific thing on a plane, pay for it. Where do you stand on this, man?
Listen, well, I can use a close example from when we took that trip in the fall. We were flying around Europe, going to different countries and things like that. There were a couple times where we weren't sitting near each other because I knew that, hey, for this flight, I'm going to need my leg room. I don't feel like dealing with it. I'll pay an extra 30, 50 euros and have more leg space.
Yep.
And that's just what it is. For this situation, though, she's super petty. I hate in any scenario when someone tries to go above your head rather than talk to you directly first. Whether it's in the workplace when somebody tries to go to your boss or your boss's boss or something like that. Whether it's in a situation like this where it's customer service and they try to go to the flight attendant rather than at least ask you first. It'd be different if this was the second time and she's like, yo, this guy keeps falling asleep and throwing his whole leg in my space. Let me get the flight attendant to roast him. That's completely different than not even having a conversation, completely ignoring him. He tried to apologize. Whether or not he's telling the truth, I don't know, but you got to give the one point of view that you have the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. I feel like he is telling the truth because I feel like he said he felt shame.
Yeah.
He said he didn't realize that his leg had been in her space. I will say for me, I like the window seat. I hate aisle seats. I hate people walking past me, bumping into me, rubbing into me. I just want to
I feel that.
Check in, put my head on the window and just knock out. I don't even really talking to people next to me. I'll be like, oh, hi. But most of the time I just have my headphones in. I'm in the zone. Yeah. Just I don't want to teleport somewhere else. But I always keep my shit in my row unless I have an empty seat. Then I'll spread out a little bit. But I'm not that tall, not as tall as you. Your legs are super fucking long. I'm 5'10". I fit within the seats. I will say there are specific people, much larger people. When I see them walking down the aisle, I say a prayer. I'm like, please God, please do not come sit next to me.
Do not sit next to me. It's the worst when the big people sit in the middle in the middle row, or the middle seat. Excuse me. It's you didn't know that you was 250 plus. What are you doing?
Yeah, there definitely should be a limit, height and weight limit to certain seats, especially when they're trying to squeeze more people into smaller planes, charge you for everything else, and now I'm going to be uncomfortable.
They violate.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, but. I will say, I will speak up. I agree with you. If I have a problem with someone, taking over my space, I'll say, excuse me. Or maybe I'll just, move my leg and push into them. Whatever. But, calling the flight attendant, I feel is a little bit extra, but maybe she felt violated. I don't know.
I will say the most annoying thing is almost always the elbow jockeying that happens on the flight. One person's in front, then the other person moves and you try to slide over and take over the armrest, and then you slip up, you go to the bathroom and then come back, they took over the armrest back.
It's a whole fight.
That's the most annoying thing, man.
Yeah, but I don't. That's why I like the window seat because I feel like the middle seat person should have both armrests because they don't have anything else. Like at least I'll give them most of the armrests. I'll give that up. I'm fine with taking my armrest and just leaning over. That's my personal preference though. But man, ain't nothing like first class, man. I wish I could fly first class every day.
I know. I've only flown one time. That time I missed my flight when we were in Miami.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I flew first class back, and that shit was great.
Yeah, I only did it one time too when we had a malfunction in Michigan. Everyone else was like complaining. I was like, let me get this free hotel stay and rebook the flight in the morning. They gave me first class. So I was like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You can't complain, guys. It's not going to resolve the problem. Sometimes you just need to take the L, find the best way forward, and just try to get home. That's the most important thing.
Yeah. To the airlines listening, we are out here catching flights, not feelings. If you want to sponsor us, you can have your ad here. Let us know.
Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on Spotify. Follow on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
All the apps. We're everywhere. We are everywhere.